Alright, man, welcome back to another Hood Nature Reaction. Today we got When You Are the Child Support. Now, it's been a couple days since I've uploaded, but we're back with daily uploads, man. So, let's not waste any more time, just get right into this one, man. I'm fucking excited for this, like always.
Really that necessary?
Of course they are,
we can
son.
even ask a question like that. You want to know how important father figures actually are? Studies done in South Africa found that without the presence of older, mature bull elephants, the younger bachelor males were more likely to exhibit aggressive, destructive, and straight-up menace behavior, escalating all the way to them projecting their daddy issues on the south side of a rhino. And it wasn't until more—
Holy, they were just wrestling. But, yeah, it's probably because, like, the older guys keep them in check, right?
seasoned bulls were brought back in that the rhinocentric assaults decreased. And even though with humans the stakes don't usually involve a rhino's rectum, subtracting fathers from a population can be just as problematic. I'm not going to list all the ways because then we'll be here forever. Just know that a majority of the prison population wouldn't even be there in the first place if their fathers had come home from getting milk.
Damn.
Unless you're an athlete, in which case it's just a buff to your greatness. There are many fathers in nature that are just as important, and seahorses aren't really one of them. We call seahorses amazing fathers, and really all they do is spunk out new recruits to the census from their midsection. It's really no different than what every 14-year-old does the moment they discover ink.
Yo, hello?
Except with them, their swimmers aren't undercooked. And I'm sorry if that ruins seahorses for you. No, like, actually, I'm sorry. So sorry,
yeah,
in fact, that with the help of ChatGPT, I'm going to genuinely apologize for my actions by not apologizing at all. I've made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment. That give birth, and they do so after 6 years. But in all seriousness, yes, seahorses are the only fathers that give birth, and they do so after 6 weeks of incubating his brood of up to and over 1,000 babies in his belly.
Holy!
And the fact that seahorses will often mate for life and reinforce their pair bond with a synchronized dance, and Stevie Wonder can see how seahorses got their reputation of being the best fathers in the animal kingdom. Except the male seahorse will occasionally cannibalize a small percentage of the kids he pops out. And while it's true a baby seahorse is called a fry, Papa Seahorse acts a little too accordingly by turning his unluckiest children into an infinite food hack. Not enough to truly threaten the survival of the next
food hack, Lamau.
But just enough for me to confidently say you can find about 10 better fathers in nature. Like, for example, the fox. Like the seahorse,
dude,
the red fox.
I love... This is probably my second favorite animal, honestly. Up there right behind the leopard. Foxes are so fucking cool.
Is often monogamous, meaning that one Spider-Verse line can easily apply to them too. At first, Father Fox has a full-time job bringing back food to his partner who stays home with the kids. But as they get older, that's when the tough love starts. Once the foxlets start getting bigger and more capable, their dad starts showing up with less and less food. Instead, he'll start burying the extra food near their den and even cover it up with twigs and brush in order to teach his kids how to be more independent and find it themselves.
What?
And that's not the only life lesson.
Dude, that's sick as fuck.
Father Fox. Because in an area where foxes
it's actually hella cool
by coyotes, researchers noticed male foxes playing with their kids by chasing and ambushing them. Almost like they were trying to teach the next generation how to avoid predators.
Teach
and
them how to
speaking
fight?
of coyotes, you'll find that there's some W dads too. Coyotes are just as loyal, and sometimes even death doesn't make them find a new mate. Coyote couples typically hunt together, but as scavengers who will often finesse food from much bigger threats like wolves and bears, it's usually the male that'll stake out a possible bounty first while his mate watches from a safe distance. That way, if worse comes to worse and he gets put on a shirt, his mate still has a chance to raise their children as a single mother. You wouldn't see a seahorse
dude, that's
do that.
sick. That's actually so cool,
honestly,
man.
Wild canids in general kind of...
I'm already loving this video, holy.
The rule of male mammals being more of a deadbeat than a roadside raccoon. Father wolves are just as overprotective as you'd expect. Here, you can see a father wolf harassing a black bear and trying to get it to chase him after the bear wandered and got too close to his pups hidden near some trees. And African wild dogs will actually let the pups feed first rather than have the most alpha male get first serves and have everyone else fall in line. They've also been known to spend days looking for any lost pups. But the gold standard of dog fathers would have...
so they just go around and recruit new motherfuckers? Dude, this is sick.
They're another couple that takes death seriously, and like with coyotes, they'll often go grocery shopping together. And when his partner's pregnant, Father Jackal digs a burrow for his mate to rest in, and he'll defend that den with his life if it gets to that point. And once the pups are born, the male jackal will go to any lengths to find enough food, even if it means squaring up with wild boars or stealing food from right under the nose of tigers or wolves.
Holy, look at this size difference, bro. This motherfucker's closer to the size of this bird than the fucking tiger, bro. Like, you can 3x this bird and it's about as big as this motherfucker right here.
No, he risks everything for food. Most
holy
shit. Just gets regurgitated back at the den for his kids. They're top tier dads, because if anything ever happened to the male jackal, there's a good chance the mother wouldn't be able to keep the kids alive on her own. So yeah, wild dogs seem to mostly beat the deadbeat dad allegations, but at least they have a partner they can count on. Meanwhile, the great value ostrich of the Andes has to hard carry the whole bloodline by himself. The Rhea is a player who runs game on up to 10 females who all take turns dropping eggs in his nest. That's about as far as Mother Rhea's contribute, as they leave the male to look after the massive family by himself.
Yo, what? So it's like he gets to bang all these chicks, but in return he has to take care of all the kids. It's like, you know, pros and cons, I guess. Holy shit.
Nest. That's about as far as Mother Rhea's contribute, as they leave the male to look after the massive family by himself. Daddy Rhea will even live off a quarter of the food he normally would, since he'd rather starve than leave his nest of up to 60 eggs unsupervised for too long. Being a stay-at-home single father only gets...
Holy, bruh. 60 eggs, son? It's from all those bitches, bruh. Jesus Christ.
more difficult after
He's getting
they
about
hatch,
8 from each
where
one.
Latin Big Bird acts as their bodyguard, while also teaching his class of chicks where to find food and where to best avoid becoming.
Dude, they look so
all while
cute,
his
though.
baby moms
Holy.
try out every flavor of male like samples at a mall, because female Rheas are for the whole prairie. But I'm pretty sure the
Holy.
father Rhea likes it that way, since once the eggs are laid, he'll chase...
Female Rheas are for the whole prairie, real and true. Oh, it's
Rheas
chasing a
are for the
little,
whole
whatever the
prairie.
fuck.
But I'm pretty sure the father
I
Rhea
can't
likes
remember
it
his
that
name.
way, since once the eggs are laid, he'll chase off anything with a pulse that even looks at them the wrong way, even if...
Capybara, that's his name, the capybara.
Amorous female. Daddy Rhea puts his... Actually, that sounds kind of gross. Father Rhea puts his
Daddy
kids first, but he's
Rhea. Father Rhea is just as bad. Father Rhea sounds like he's a priest, bruh. Which is almost worse. Holy shit.
anything includes an amorous female. Daddy Rhea puts his... Actually, that sounds kind of gross. Father Rhea puts his kids first, but he's not the only member of the rat-type family that does. Cassowaries are like if nature...
Cassowaries are badass, bruh.
...of my sanity. But even this Jurassic
Look at
drumstick
that
finds
thing.
time to be an S-tier father.
Look the little
Female-
baby, bruh. The baby cassowary looks so cool, bruh. He's got the tiger
Even this
stripes.
Jurassic
He's got the little
drumstick finds
stripes.
time to be an S-tier father. Female cassowaries also social distance from their eggs and children, leaving the parenting all up to the male. Even though cassowaries are actually really shy and would rather run from smoke than to it, a male will turn it up to 100 if his children are involved.
There
And
you
just
go.
like his cousin the Rhea, the blueberry-flavored paralysis chicken spends 9 months raising his clutch of
Blueberry-flavored.
chicks, teaching them how to survive until they can successfully do it on their own. In fact,
Oh, look at the little guy.
cassowaries are such devoted dads that the whole reason we call them the most dangerous bird in the world is likely because of the lengths we've seen them go to protect their children. In 2012,
Damn.
a photographer was charged and yeeted off a cliff by a hostile cassowary that I am now willing to bet had some kids in the area. But considering both them and Rheas have to carry the well-being of their entire family on their backs, I don't blame them for lashing out. The giant water bug does the same thing, except with them, it gets ridiculously little.
This thing deserves to just be exterminated. Like, this is just so... Look at all these little things on its skin. Ew. 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 It's just everywhere. Look at it on its eyeballs. It's got fucking... Look, what the fuck is this? Little... Ew, bro. It's got, like, eye wax. Dude, this thing's gross. Just squash it.
Water bugs will lay their eggs
Look at this fucking cursed thing.
of the water, and it's the male that stands guard and defends them against risks to minor safety, which includes scaring off other females that would easily turn his pride and joy into protein powder. There's even one type of water bug that'll physically carry up to 150 eggs all on his back.
Holy.
With his future progeny glued to him, the male water bug is stuck like that for weeks, while his mate gets to go out and act like a free agent switching teams and looks for a new male to dump dependence on. In this time, the father water bug can't fly, can't eat as much, he has to constantly climb up to the surface to let its eggs get air, and he's a much easier target for predators. But at least with him, the back-breaking labor of being a father
Dude, the
ends
right
the
side of
moment
my
they
headset
hatch.
just started working.
I'm sure
What the
there's a
fuck?
certain crocodilian that wishes it was that easy. You probably wouldn't expect a cold-blooded predatory sledgehammer to have a section in a video about great fathers. But if that were true, this picture
I
wouldn't
didn't see
exist.
that.
This is a male gharial acting as a sentient school bus for a...
Oh my god. Look at all these little fuckers. Maybe one would be kind of cool until it got about a foot or two. Then you gotta get rid of it. But like, look at these fucking little things.
About 100 of his kids.
Holy
Normally,
shit.
croc miners ride shotgun inside their parents' jaws. But armed with a mouthpiece designed for griefing fish, instead they choose to be on water bug timing. Just like the Rhea, the guy Gario flexes a whole harem of females as procreation partners, and he gets to be the one to play one-man daycare as he guards them all. He might not be close to the single father the Rhea, cassowary, and water bug are, since his mates don't go out for milk indefinitely, but
But
Garios
still,
might
bruh.
be the most unexpected animal on here. And right there with him are frogs. For example, the smooth guardian frog, that's his name by the way, I'm not making that up,
The
he flexes his
smooth
parental
guardian
prowess by
frog?
being the one to stay with the eggs and
Damn,
that's
he's
his name by
mad
the way, I'm not
smooth.
making
That's
that up.
fire.
He flexes his parental prowess by being the one to stay with the eggs and guard them after his mate lays them into the ground. And after almost 2 weeks of waiting, he's the one that carries the tadpoles on his back after they hatch, and he's the one that finds a nice pool for his brood to finish developing in. And it's not like he just dumps them.
Bro, what? Wait, so why wouldn't they just like... This feels like an unnecessary step. Like, Isn't that why frogs lay it into fucking ponds? So when the tadpoles hatch, they're already in a fucking pond? Why would you, like, lay it into a thing and then be like, alright, bro, hop on my back. We gotta go find a place. Like, what the fuck? Seems like poor management.
Them in the first source of water.
I mean, that's fucking wild, though. Look at this. Look at him on his back. That's insane.
Pulls on his back after they hatch, and he's the one that finds a nice pool for his.
How do they stay on there? It's gotta be, like, real slimy and sticky and
brood to finish developing it. And it's not like he just dumps them in the first source of water he finds. Nah, not only are they particular about where and what they put their tadpoles in, the father will even equally divide his children between pools if he can. Like if he's carrying 20 tadpoles, he'll put 10 in one pool, 10 in the other. They're not the only frogs that take a cue from Dom Toretto and put family first. The giant African bullfrog can have not hundreds, but thousands of little ankle biters in a breeding season, and it's the dad that looks after them all. And for almost a month, he defends them like a slimy, water-loving pit bull,
they look so gross.
that even looks like a threat. Yeah, they have teeth, by the way. He'll even go out of his way to dig a canal to a bigger pond if he notices that the one his kids are swimming in starts to dry up. They're solid.
Yo, that's sick! Alright, that's badass. Come on, that's so cool.
Defends them like a slimy, water-loving pit bull, biting anything that even looks like a threat. Yeah, they have teeth, by the way. He'll even go out of his way to dig a canal to a bigger pond.
Oh my god, I just realized that entire pond was covered.
They have teeth, by the way. He'll even...
Look at this. Look at all this. This is all fucking tadpoles. Holy shit.
A threat. Yeah, they have teeth, by the way. He'll even go out of his way to dig a canal to a bigger pond if he notices that the one his kids are swimming in starts to dry up. They're solid fathers, although admittedly they can resort to seahorse behavior by eating some of the kids he was guarding. But then again...
Bro, if you have... What the fuck's going on here? just engulfing this one? This guy doesn't even look like... This guy looks like he doesn't even know what's happening.
Cannibalism
I don't even remember what I was
what frogs do. Darwin's frog will also eat his own children, but with them, they have a process. After his girl lays and leaves, once again, he's the one that sits with them and waits for them to start moving. Once they do, instead of backpacking his family, Darwin's frog takes it a step further by swallowing the eggs, letting them develop in his vocal sacs. And when they're ready, he delivers them to the world by puking his progeny out. And depending on how you define birth, you can argue that seahorses aren't the only fathers that qualify for paternity leave.
Yeah, that's... Okay, I'm not even gonna speak on that.
They're definitely not the only fish. Another unlikely superhero father is a type of fish known as the stickleback. It starts with the male stickleback creating a nest for his females to lay their eggs in, and he holds
a fish that creates a nest is crazy. That's wild. This fish out here creating a nest, son. That's insane.
Together using a special glue formed by his kidneys. That stuff isn't exactly easy to make, and the stronger the current of the river he's in, the more kidney glue he has to use in his house. And sometimes the cost of making his own product means he dies soon after spawning. But the ones that don't get Mufasa in the process revolve their entire lives around their families. They constantly have to chase off jealous rivals, and he'll spend most of the day fanning his clutch of eggs so that they can get enough oxygen while also washing away parasites and waste. And they'll even go as far as guarding the fry up to a week after they hatch.
Oh, look at
and he's
little
not
guys.
the only fish that's known for playing Mr. Mom. The common goby often raises hundreds of eggs by himself, the same way the stickleback does. Except the goby's also likely to eat the eggs that take the longest to hatch, just so he can dive back into the dating pool sooner, so...
Jesus Christ.
Maybe seahorses aren't that bad. But if you're looking for a father that you can trust with 100% of your children, we gotta talk monkeys. With golden lion tamarins, it really does take a village to raise a baby, and nobody takes more of a role than the father. Because he's the one that grooms, plays with, and carries his kid around. In fact, the only time he leaves them with the mother is so they can nurse, and even then, he takes them right back. Not only that, but he'll even act as a midwife during birth, as the father will help clean the baby fresh out the womb and even bite off the umbilical cord. And it's far from just them. Owl monkeys also have the father as the de facto parent, with the mom only carrying around the infant for the first week. And now we know why. Mother marmosets like the golden tamarin often have to pop out twins that add up to 25% of her body weight. Birth is not a fun process, and it's now believed that the physical toll it takes on the mother is why the males are the ones that take the lead in parenting.
That makes sense.
Marmosets are the only other animals that figured out the concept of maternity leave. There's also the fact...
I mean, let's be real. 25% of your body? That's insane, bruh.
That males literally put their families first. You see, the thing is, with most male mammals, an ovulating female instantly triggers a rise in testosterone. It's why those same male mammals are often good at making babies, not so much raising them. But a study showed that while single mateless marmosets reacted strongly to pheromones from females, the spoken for father marmosets really couldn't care less. So not only are they devoted fathers, they're also loyal enough husbands to reject any females for their family's sake. Some humans can't relate to that. And we never thought a tiger could either, but this one managed to change a lot of what we thought we knew about them. P243 was
I'm so glad there's tigers on here. Oh, look at this little guy. Let's be real. I say little guy. This guy's a fucking beast, bruh. Absolute fucking Chad of a tiger.
Managed to change a lot of what we thought we knew about them.
That's cool that
P243
tigers
was a
are
male
on here, though.
tiger in an Indian reserve who confused scientists by single-handedly raising 4 cubs after his mate and baby mother passed tense. He'd share his kills with them, seemingly patrol the cubs' territory for danger. There was even a time where he brought down a whole cow, but didn't take any for himself and instead left it all for his cubs. And even though at this time he was an eligible bachelor, for a while it seemed like 243 was actively rejecting the advances of females just to keep his cubs a priority. This flew in the face of everything we originally thought about male tigers being just as deadbeat as their prey. And there's a good chance this wasn't just an exception. There was another case where a male named T25 was caught playing protector for a pair of...
Dude, I understand, like, for naming sake, you give them, like, just number names, letter number names, makes it so you can, like, fucking have so many more names. But still, like, come on, bruh. You can give them a better name than T25. Like, that's, like, give them, like, an actual good name, bro. What the fuck is that?
Wasn't just an exception. There was another case where a male named T25 was caught playing protector for a pair of orphan cubs that weren't even his. So there's a solid chance that we got it all.
Wait, hold up. AKA Zalim the Legend.
So there's a solid chance that we got it all wrong and that tiger dads are just as capable of stepping up. Just like some birds. Because when a mother kestrel got bambied by some owls, it was the father kestrel that went on to carry the family. And unlike the rhea, kestrel males don't typically...
Wait, is this like a hawk? Looks like a hawk.
It was the father kestrel that went on to carry the family. And unlike the rhea, kestrel males don't typically look after their chicks. They usually just provide food, but it seemed that the widower knew that wouldn't be enough. The males slowly but surely started doing all the things the mother would have. Brooding them, feeding them, keeping them warm, and even tearing up the food he brought into tiny pieces the weeks-old chicks could eat. Keep in mind, he wasn't good at it at first, and researchers genuinely wondered if he'd be able to pull through for that.
Yeah, he got better, though.
It took a couple tries for him to realize that his chicks wouldn't eat if he didn't do the bird equivalent of cutting up their food for them. But that's the thing. It didn't come naturally.
Just brought him a whole
thing.
thing.
For his chicks, and he still managed to raise them. But there is no animal that does more for his chick than the last animal in this video.
Nice.
Be honest, you knew there was no way Emperor...
Yeah, let's go! Dude, this is fire. Dude, honestly, I completely forgot about fucking penguins.
Get mentioned in a video about fathers, and it's because male emperors have to spend 2 months straight alone with their egg. That's 2 months of complete darkness while tanking negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit and
just
getting
sitting
smacked
there
by 120 mile-per-hour winds. So cold that if the father happens to fumble the egg onto the ground, it takes less than a minute for the chick inside to enter the gulag. The margin for error is so small that for the 2 months of ice-chilled, sun-deprived hell, the penguin dad barely moves at all since the entire time he's balancing the egg on his feet. And when the egg finally hatches, the fasting father feeds his baby with a crop milk made from a gland in his throat.
Wow.
Making him only one of 3 birds that uses crop milk. It isn't until the mom finally returns from sea that they switch off and the father can finally feed himself. But by the time he waddles all the way to the breeding ground, pulls a female, does a 2-month mannequin challenge in Satan's icebox, gets relieved by the mother, and waddles back to sea, it's been a good 4 months since he's eaten anything. During which he loses almost half of his body weight in the process. It's like when 50 Cent nearly became a
penguin
hashtag
and cries for the same weight.
Half of his body weight in the process. It's like when 50 Cent nearly became a hashtag for a movie I guarantee none of you actually watched.
That's 50 Cent? What the fuck? Yeah, it looks like he did. Looks like he did like a couple months of crack. What the fuck is that? Holy shit.
It's like when 50 Cent nearly became a hashtag for a movie I guarantee none of you actually watched. I know I didn't. And that's assuming his mate does come back and doesn't get put on a milk carton while out fishing. At the end of the day, Emperor Penguin Dads get griefed by every force of nature, all for their little gray baby face tap dancing mini-him. And because of all that, I think it's fair to say Emperor Penguin Dads are the goats of fatherhood.
Nice.
But that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed.
I'm glad he got like a set. This is the best father in the wild. That's fucking sick. I agree.
It's fair to say Emperor Penguin Dads
that's fire
are the goats of fatherhood. But that's gonna do it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you drink water, hug your mother. Shout out to all the fathers out there for real. Y'all really don't get enough credit. So if you have a father, let him know you appreciate him. Don't wait for a calendar or Instagram to tell you to. And if you don't have a father, my condolences. I know today's probably not the best for you. Just try to take care of yourself. And if you don't have a father or a mother, damn, okay, Batman, who are your ops?
Okay, really, bruh? Jesus Christ, man.
Yourself. And if you don't have a father or a mother, damn, okay, Batman, who are your ops? May you turn all that character development into something positive. Just know, you better have a banging college essay. Shout out to Opera for sponsoring this video. Shout out to my
if you go to college.
Father for sponsoring me in more ways than one. And I'm gonna see y'all in the next one.
Bonus clip. Oh, look at the lions. Bonus clip. Wow, man. What a good video. No, what a great video. Holy, man, it felt so good to fucking sit down and just fucking watch some classic Hood Nature, man. Holy, hey yo, make sure to go subscribe to Hood Nature if you haven't already, man. God damn, bro. God damn. Hey yo, if you liked the video, like the video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time, man. Deuces.